Hello, everyone, and welcome to Retro Football Knowledge. A few questions on the docket today. Would the Raiders be able to beat the Chargers and move closer to first place and tighten up that AFC West even more? Could the Saints continue their winning ways as they were 4-1 and they take on one of the best teams in football in the Washington Redskins? Could the Rams finally stumble out of their losing ways and get back on the winning track with the Saints hot on their heels? These are the questions that we're going to answer next on Retro Football Knowledge. The Raiders were desperately trying to get back into the AFC West picture after stumbling earlier in the year, and the Chargers are desperately trying to keep ahead of the Denver Broncos in a tight race there. We're going to open up early on the second drive. Chester Taylor, a 34-yard touchdown pass from Kenny Stabler, as you see right there, hit the corner, turned it, and got wide open. Now, the Chargers were forced to punt down 7-0. Branch wide open right here in the corner, takes it all the way down inside the 10-yard line, and that we're going to take another look at. You see a nice little play action pass there. Throw, nice, perfect lob. Branch wide open, goes ahead and gets the job done there. Now that sets up a Booker Russell 1-yard touchdown run and a 14-0 Raiders lead. Again, another look, a great throw right there, and that's going to put the Raiders up 14-0. The Chargers respond with a solid drive, but you're going to see here as Dan Fouts drops back and throws and tries to get into the end zone to make this a game. He goes to throw it away, but Lester Hayes intercepts it. A beautiful pick right there by Lester Hayes. And it just kills the Raider drive. Don't worry about the flag. It's not on the Raiders, and the play will stand. You can see with Ken Stabler, with Dan Fouts, he's trying to throw it, can't find anyone. Then he steps off his back foot to throw it away, but he doesn't put enough on it, and it's intercepted by Lester Hayes. Now, the teams will trade a few punts here, and then Stabler's going to go deep to Casper wide open and down inside the 5-yard line again. And this right here, I want to take another look at because it's such a good throw. You see the Raider fans are ecstatic. They're already up 14-0. But the right reason these guys are getting wide open is nobody's getting any kind of a hit off the line of scrimmage. Casper's wide open. He's able to squeak his way through because nobody's hitting him on the line. So they give it to Mark Van Egan and pounds it in from 4 yards out for an easy touchdown. And it's 21-0 Raiders. Now, the Chargers need to respond. They are in a terrible hole, and you can see there Mark Van Egan, one of the consistent runners for the Raiders, 1,000 yards each year. Nice throw deep here to Jefferson. Jefferson makes a move, follows his block, great block right there, by the way, and gets it into the end zone in a must-needed 58-yard touchdown pass. I wouldn't say that the Chargers were back in the game, but it definitely helps breathing life into a very desperate situation. And that's Jefferson's 6th touchdown of the year. You see Fouts has time. Now there's a little bit of pressure coming, but he's able to get that quick release off. And I mean, Jefferson's wide open. There's just no one near John Jefferson as he turns on the Jets, gets a great block as you saw earlier, and gets it into the end zone to make it 22-6 or 21-6. It would be 21-6 because they'd missed the field goal. Now the Raiders will make it 24-6 at half with a field goal. And this is the opening kickoff of the second half. You can see it's an extremely short kick. It's fielded by the Chargers, and they're going to race it up past the 30, past the 40, almost to the 45-yard line with a really good return. But that leads to a San Diego field goal, and it's 24-9. So the short kick does hurt the Raiders. They make it 24-9. The ensuing kick is an onside kick. Right there, the Raider touched it, and the Chargers recover, and that gives them great field position. Now, originally they ruled the flag was for illegal touching, but they realized after talking that they didn't touch it first, and they are correct. A couple things I want to look at. First of all, this is what you call a frontline onside kick where you kind of chase it, or a chaser. Now, he's not touching it. He's being very careful. It looked like he was getting ready to touch it right there, but the Raider hit it, and it gave the Chargers the football. Now, doesn't mean anything unless the Chargers do something with it. So Dan Fouts throws back foot. Great catch right there. Again, it's Jefferson. Boy, they have two great receivers in John Jefferson and Charlie Joyner. They are amazing weapons. And you can see here, again, no bump off the line. Mike Davis did not do a good job there. He tries to play the ball in the air, but Jefferson goes up and gets it at what we say that its highest point. You always want to get the ball at its highest point. It's such a great catch right there. Fouts coming back, throws another strike right there. It looked like it was a touchdown, but it's down at the 1-inch line, and that was a big, big completion right there to Joyner to make it 1st and goal to 1. Again, no release. Joyner's able to come and get a free release off the ball, and he makes that easy catch. That is going to lead to a Fouts 1-yard TD run, and it's 24-15. So the ensuing kickoff, it's going to go to Ira Matthews, 4 yards deep into the end zone. Nice little in-the-way block there. Turns it upfield, turns on the jets, follows his blocks. The wall starts to form on the outside. It's a foot race. Gotta go. See you later. Touchdown Raiders. And just like that, a game that they were back in the game at 24-15, it is now 31-15. We're going to take another look at this 104-yard kickoff return by Ira Matthews, because you got a nice little in-the-way block there. He finds the seam, 2 blocks by that linebacker, but right here coming back across, Christensen gets in the way and gets a great block, and then it's just a foot race. And when you've got wheels, you've got wheels, and there's no way they were going to catch him. He had too much field in front of him. But the Chargers do come back up the field and respond with a Fouts to Bob Klein touchdown pass to make it 31-22, because they will get the extra point. Now, you can see right there the Charger bench is pumped up. They just gave up the big kickoff return. They march up the field, and they get another touchdown, and here's a look at it. Fouts, plenty of time, able to survey the field, hits his 3rd target, which is Klein, as he's falling down in the end zone. Bob Klein, the former Ram, makes it 31-22, but the Raiders respond. Stabler flicks the wrist, goes deep to Casper down to the 1, and boy, he has got a cannon of an arm. And that's going to set up another touchdown by Booker Russell to make it 38-22. But I want to take a look at this throw, because he has time. And when Stabler has time, he's still one of the best receivers in football. But the pressure's coming. He gets hit a little bit late from behind, but this is just a perfect throw right on the 8 and 7. Casper down to the 1, sets up the touchdown. It's 38-22. So Fouts has got to make another comeback. So he drops back. Now this one's an ugly throw. He's forcing it into a well-covered receiver. It's picked off by Mike Davis. Makes a great move. Laterals it back to Lester Hayes. Lester Hayes tries to make something of it. They're just having fun at this point. They know they've got the game won. Everyone's excited, and that is a huge interception. Mike Davis was on him like white on rice on a paper plate in a snowstorm, and he just had no window to throw to. Great interception by Mike Davis. He had been burned earlier. Nice lateral to Lester Hayes. Just not enough room to make it happen. It doesn't matter. It will set up Booker Russell's 3rd 1-yard touchdown run of the game. The Raiders blow out the Chargers 45-22 in Oakland. Meanwhile, we go to Houston in overtime. The Oilers win 27-24. Richard Todd, 225 yards and 2 TDs. Passerini, 212 yards, but Fritch's 35-yard field goal wins it. The Steelers handle the Cowboys easily, 14-3. Franco Harris, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dorsett held under 100 yards for the first time in like 4 games. We go to Washington, where the New Orleans Saints, on a 4-1 stretch right now, take on one of the best teams in football. And let me tell you something, this is going to be a good game. We're going to start late in the first quarter. The Saints on the move, 3rd and 10. Manning under center, drops back. Little bit of pressure, flick of the wrist, throws a perfect strike to a wide open Chandler, and into the end zone goes Wes Chandler for a 7-0 Saints lead. Now, this is what a confident team looks like. You see here Wes Chandler, he's nice and easy. He comes off the ball. There's no bump at the line of scrimmage. It's what you call a free release. He goes inside. This is a corner route, a perfectly executed corner route. By the time he begins the corner route, the ball is in the air, and there's just no way the safety can get there. And that is a cover 2 beater if I've ever seen one. The ensuing kickoff, they kick it deep. It's fielded by the Redskins kick returner. Forgive me, I can't see his name at the moment. It is Buddy Harneman. Takes it all the way out across the 50, does Buddy Harneman. Huge return for the Washington Redskins, but it doesn't lead to anything. They have to punt. So why do we show punts? Well, or kicks. It's usually because of something good, or like this, something bad. Fumble New Orleans. Washington has the ball now inside the 20-yard line of the Saints. And you're going to see here, you see right here the Saint player, It hits his ankle, goes right between his legs after that. They're able to take him out, and Monty Coleman recovers. That, however, is not going to lead to a touchdown. The Saints defense holds to a short field goal, and it is 7-3, so back come the Saints. Manning, rolling out. You want to know why he won the MVP last year? This is why. Across his body, perfect throw to Chandler again. A huge completion. This play is such a great play. It requires a lot of looking at. I don't want you just to see the throw, but look at the angle and the body in which he throws it. And he's still got to get it over 2 defenders. It is a perfect strike. And that will lead to a 1st and goal later on. The drive, Galbraith into the end zone, easy touchdown. They force him out, but it doesn't matter. He was already in. It's 14-3 Saints. They are in big control. Late in the first half, Theismann, dropping back to throw. Looks like he's dead in the water, maybe even in the grass. Got a little bit of his chin strap ripped off. Doesn't matter. Runs rolls outside, hits the 50, hits the 40, hits the 35. Big return here as he just utilizes his athletic ability. Remember now, Joe Theismann used to return kicks for the Washington Redskins early in his career while being a backup quarterback. He's no joke as far as being an athlete. Got everything kind of hit in the face right there, stumbled about, didn't go down, still wanted to throw, but once he hit that 40, he kind of knew he was going to run, had a wall of blockers, and picked up a huge gain. So we're going to pick up later in the drive. It's 3rd and goal. Theismann under center, puts a man in motion. And this is going to be a beautiful design rollout where he's going to have several options, but that's his main option. Take it into the end zone himself, touchdown Redskins. Again, you can see he has an option to throw. I think there's probably one option to hit. The other one is exactly this. He's going to run, and he gets in for the easy touchdown to make it 14-10. However, the Saints and the Redskins hold steady the whole game there at 14-10 as New Orleans pulls out the 14-10 victory. With that win, the Saints will move to over 500 for the first time in franchise history at 5-4, this late in the season, that is. I want to jump to some other scores now. The Colts against the New England Patriots in Baltimore. Huge upset. Joe Washington, 14 carries for 53 yards and 2 touchdowns, including the game winner from 12 yards out. He also had a receiving TD. Meanwhile, the Buccaneers and Vikings went head-to-head. Tampa Bay's D held strong all day in the red zone. 6 attempts inside the 20, only 10 points. Williams, 267 passing. Ricky Bell, game-winning TD from 2 yards out to make it 12-10. The Cleveland Browns handled business against the St. Louis Cardinals. 21-point fourth quarter for the Browns to blow it wide open. Otis Anderson held to just 68 yards, and Brian Sipe, 208 yards, a touchdown to lead the Browns to a 38-20 victory. Meanwhile, the Chicago Bears and the 49ers, Peyton a huge day, 162 yards and 3 touchdowns. The 49ers gained 455 yards and still lose. The Bears 207 yards rushing, most of it by Peyton. James Scott, 48-yard touchdown for the game winner. Cincinnati against the Philadelphia Eagles. Cincy forced 4 turnovers, 103 yards rushing by Archie Griffin, 86 for Pete Johnson, and a touchdown in the big upset, 37-13, perhaps the biggest upset of the day. The Broncos and the Chiefs in Mile High. Kansas City held to just 108 passing yards and 3 turnovers for Kansas City. Craig Morton, 254 yards and 2 touchdowns. Casey had a field goal late. It didn't matter. Meanwhile, the Miami Dolphins and the Green Bay Packers. In Miami, the Dolphins won 27-7. Miami jumped out to a 20-0 lead. They had 475 yards in total offense, and Larry Zonka, 16 attempts, 54 yards, and a touchdown in the Dolphins' easy win. Meanwhile, I want to go to the LA Coliseum where the Rams entered combat with the New York Giants. The Giants on a 3-game winning streak and LA on a 2-game losing streak. Something had to give, and the Rams certainly couldn't afford to lose with New Orleans winning earlier in the day. We're going to pick up action midway through the first quarter. Phil Simms dropping back, the rookie looking, drilled from behind, fumbles the football. The Giants recover, and that, unfortunately for the Giants, will kill a drive. And I want to take a look at this. You can see here the backside pressure. Fanning just got a good advantage on his man, came across and swiped the ball and got a big hit. New York fortunate enough to recover. Now, after a terrible punt, New York on the move. Phil Simms drops back, throws, picked off by Dame Elmendorf, turns around, dodges and ducks underneath the Giant, turns it upfield, and then finally gets hogtied down from behind. I tell you, Dave Elmendorf is more elusive than people want to give him credit for. You could see here Phil Simms dropping back, just looking, throws a dart, but it's overthrown right to him, and that makes it the Rams football. I want to keep one thing in mind too. The Giants have not beaten the Rams since 1961. Now, Clark's already had an awful punt. Now he has some trouble handling it. He tries to make something happen, throws left-handed. It's caught somehow, inexplicably, but shy of the first down. So that's going to set up a field goal right here by Danilo from 49 yards out because the Rams defense holds, and it's 3-0 New York. Now, late in the second quarter, Rams dropping back. Hayden rolling out, looking, throws, hits a dart to Nelson for a big first down. Terry Nelson, that's a nice play. It's a good play. It's not even really a play action. It's what you call a hide roll. And he hides the ball, rolls out, throws on the run, hits it where his receiver is going to be. Great job of, combination. I tell you, when Hayden is calm, Hayden is one of the best quarterbacks in football, but unfortunately he struggles a lot underneath center. Speaking of being under center, dropping back, throws, and this is what I'm talking about. Nice throw, but that is not on Hayden. That has got to be caught. That is a bobble. That is terrible by Preston Denard, and it is intercepted by the New York Giants. We'll take a look at it so you can see exactly just what went wrong here. First of all, with Hayden under center, he's calm, he's collective, he throws a little pump fake. When he has to pump fake, his percentage goes way down. Denard drops too many footballs, and this one is deathly costly for the Rams because it just really prevented them from being able to at least try to make it 3-3, and it's intercepted by New York. Now, what will the Giants do with it? Because they have to do something with it. So Sims avoids the rush, throws a beautiful strike downfield just over the Ram defender and caught right there by Carter for a huge gain. And Carter had himself a day now. I want you to keep that in mind. Carter had been kind of a surprise for the Giants in this game. Phil Simms avoided the rush through, stepped into it. It's a great effort right there by Elmendorf, but it's brought down by Carter for a big first down. Now, later on, Phil Simms dropping back. Oh, we're going to take one more look at it. You see there, he just moves. He sees him come open. He gets popped at the end there. Phil Simms got hit a lot today, but this rookie, he really showed some heart. You see there, 11 left on the clock. Phil Simms looking for something, looking, still looking. Now he's going to turn on and go upfield. Nice avoiding of the block there. Follows his instincts and goes up the sidelines, gets a big first down. And when I say follow his instincts, I want you to see what I mean. You see here he's dropping back. The initial part's easy. He follows the block of his tight end. He gets right in the way with that avoid right there. But right here, he turns closer to the sidelines, giving himself more room to run before he steps out of bounds. That's a huge play, and that's going to set this play up. Phil Simms 1st and 10, dropping back. And what's killed the Rams defense all year long? The tight end. There he is again, Terry Shirk, not Shrek, for a touchdown as the New York Giants make it 10-0. Phil Simms, plenty of time to throw, gets a good shot, throws a nice lobber to his big tight end. The Rams linebackers have struggled covering tight ends this year, and that continues with the touchdown to make it 10-0. One more look at it. Again, you see there's pressure. They get their hands up. Simms lobs it deep. Shirk goes up and gets the football, and that's it. Now, second half, New York has the ball. Simms rolling, looking, throws back across the field. You're not supposed to do this, but he completes it to the former Ram, Jake Scales, who then cuts it upfield, up to the 40, up to the 35-30, 25-20, and down inside the 20-yard line. A huge play right there for the New York Giants and former Ram Jake Scales. There's so many things here that should not have happened. Number one, Simms should never have thrown this ball. This gets intercepted 95% of the time, but it doesn't. The next thing that shouldn't happen is there's no way that Scales should be able to get this much yardage after the catch with that many defenders. But because two Ram defenders over-pursued, Elmendorf went low instead of staying on his feet and going for the tackle. It allowed for all that to happen and a 13-0 Giants lead because they'll get a field goal out of the deal. What do the Rams do? You just saw right there. Harry Carson picked it off, and now he's going upfield, and it looks like all the momentum is against the Rams. The Giants are going to start to roll away with this. They're already up 13-0, but the Rams do force a punt, a fake punt. They're going to throw it to Jennings, their punter. He does not get the first down, and guys, at this moment, the momentum shifted instantaneously on a dime. I'm not sure why the Giants thought it was a good idea to try a fake there. Maybe they were trying the kill shot. What do the Rams do with it? They come back. They hit Eddie Hill. Nice catch. Nice move. Big block right there by Ron Smith for the touchdown. We're going to take another look at that because that block put him into the end zone easy, and the Rams are not only back in the game, but they're one score away from taking the lead, as you see the rookie Eddie Hill pretty pumped up. Now, again, you see here it's good pass protection. Then the pressure comes. Hayden throws a perfect strike, knows exactly where his receiver's going, but watch this block coming out of your screen. Bang, right there, pancake block, put him right on his backside to make it 13-7. I want to take one more look at it from another angle because it's beautiful. First of all, nice job by Hayden of getting the ball out there and thrown. But this block right there, just a decleater for the touchdown. Now, it's the fourth quarter. The Rams have the ball. Hayden to Ron Smith. Nice completion across into the 10, into the 5. Again, we said the Rams had all the momentum at this point. But the Rams get stopped. They hold, and they give it back on a fourth down. But before we get to the next highlight, I want to take a look at this catch. Ron Smith, who's playing because people are injured, gets in there, runs across the field. Nice, easy catch, turns it upfield, and he goes down. He's not a big runner. He's not fleet of foot, but he's quick. So after the Rams force the Giants to punt, they get the ball back, but they have more problems. An interception here because he throws it in traffic, and the Rams are almost desperate. And the thing that's frustrating right now is the Rams are only down 13-7. But here we go. Rams once again trying a fake field goal or trying a fake punt. This time, well, the first one wasn't a fake punt. This one wasn't a fake punt. It was just a high snap that really cost him. And what does that do? That sets Sims up to Perkins. Easy touchdown. Boom. What happens when you have a short field? What happens when you have special teams errors? We had a horrible snap earlier that led to a Rams getting stopped on fourth down. A high snap that led to the Rams getting stopped on fourth down. And this is a great throw. Perkins goes over the defender. Ball at its highest point, touchdown, and just like that, it's 20-7. You see here, Phil Simms it's a simple fade route. That's all it is. It's a fade route, and the defender didn't even realize it was coming. But the Rams, they don't give up. They respond using a short game, and then Hayden to Smith from down to the 8. That's a big hit right there. But by utilizing the short game, they're taking up time, but not a lot of time. They're hurrying to the line of scrimmage. That completion to Smith puts him at the 8, and then Hayden finds Preston Denard. Beautiful diving catch. Makes up for that missed catch earlier that led to an interception. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, makes it 20-14. The Rams are back in the game. They just need to hold on defense. I want to take another look at this because the effort really cannot go unnoticed. You see, Hayden has time to look at his first, his second, and then his third target, throws a perfect ball to the corner pylon, and Denard just gives everything he's got. That just stretches right out to get it. Another look at that fantastic catch right here. Hayden, nice lob, nice throw, nice dive. The question is, will it be enough for an LA comeback? Well, the Rams do force another stop. They get the ball back, but Hayden intercepted again, throwing in traffic. Again, it's a linebacker who intercepts it, Don Lloyd. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the ball game. Hayden, he's been struggling all year long with this. I don't know if it's his height and he's not able to see over traffic, but he's constantly forcing the ball into areas where there are defenders. And this is something the Ram quarterbacks are going to have to do, or they're not going to make the playoffs this year. They're going to have to correct this. That's something they're just going to have to do. Losing to the New York Giants hurts. The Rams are now 4-5. The playoffs look bleak. The Saints are on a hot streak. The Rams have got to get this figured out down in LA, or they're not even going to make the playoffs. The Seattle Seahawks handled business against the Atlanta Falcons 31-28, doing the Rams big favors. Dornick had 122 yards on 2 touchdowns. Seattle 411 total yards and Largent 6 receptions for 127 yards. Unbelievable. Let's jump to the standings. The NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys lead the way at 7-2. Philly with that loss. Washington with that loss lose an opportunity to gain ground at 6-3. New York with their 4th win in a row are now almost 500. Cardinals continue to struggle. NFC Central, the Buccaneers 7-2. Minnesota 4-5. That loss hurt. Chicago getting back into the picture at 4-5. Green Bay nowhere near, nor is Detroit. In the NFC West, you see the Saints have leapfrogged the Rams. They are now in first place at 5-4. The Rams 4-5. The Falcons continue to struggle at 3 and at 6, and the 49ers can't get out of their own way. AFC East, The New England Patriots, despite their loss, are still in first at 6-3. Miami tied with them, but remember they lost that game earlier. Buffalo back in the picture. New York hanging in there. Meanwhile, in the AFC Central, the Pittsburgh Steelers at 7-2 are not pulling away. Cleveland won again, they're 6-3. Houston won again, they're 6-3. And the Bengals are starting to figure some things out. Meanwhile, in the AFC West, the Denver Broncos 6-3. The Chargers 6-3. The Raiders are 5-4. That's a three-dog race. The Chiefs are fading, but the Seahawks are gaining. So we'll have to see what happens down in the AFC West. A couple things that I want to talk about for Week 10 that I'm looking forward to watching. The Washington Redskins 6-3 at the Pittsburgh Steelers 7-2. If the Cardinals can give them a heck of a run, maybe the Redskins could make this an excellent game. But Pittsburgh, they need an impressive victory, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. The Los Angeles Rams take on the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle is getting hot. The Rams have fallen 3 straight times in a row. LA can ill afford a loss, and this is not a good situation for the Rams. If they lose, they have got to bring their best effort on Sunday. Meanwhile, the Detroit Lions play the Chicago Bears. The Bears need a win to get, not just because it's the Lions, but they've got to keep pace with Tampa Bay because right now the Buccaneers are blowing that division out. Probably the biggest game of the week is the 6-3 Oilers at the 6-3 Miami Dolphins. And I want to remind everybody of the 78 Monday night game that was one of the better football games we've seen in a long time. Earl Campbell running like a lunatic all day long. Looking forward to those matchups. We'll have to see how they play out. I'm Anthony. This is Retro Football Knowledge. Hope you enjoyed Week 9. Excited for Week 10. And hey, we're almost to Thanksgiving, so we're getting to the playoff picture, folks. This is starting to really tighten up. And it looks like my prediction of a Ram-Steelers Super Bowl is fading rapidly. Big game for the Rams this week. No question about it. Big game for the Saints this week, too. They've got to keep not only pace with the Rams, but they got to stay ahead of them as they get closer and closer. Remember, those two teams play Week 16 in the Coliseum, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. Have a good one. Hope you enjoy the show, and God bless.